the weather here is very on and off at the moment, and we're having a lot of wet weather, and I can't always get the right weather on the days when I've got free time. Now, I was looking on Model Sport and they got these Crawler Park starter kits and all that for 1/24. But it's £180 for some bit supply and a baseboard, and again it's 1/24. And being truthful, even though this is classed as 1/24, we know it's nearer 1/18. So let's get out of the way. This is what I've been tinkering with. It's a cardboard box coming the other day. I cut out a size and then I made some cardboard sides shaped for a offset testing ramp, and it will fit 1/24, but it's more designed for 1/18. I've built one side because it's not easy to work in. I have been working in the front room, and what I'm going to work on next, now I've got these ramps constructed, is to make a seesaw, and then probably the seesaw tip down, and then to run on two runners along and off. So like you got they're sort of about the width of the tyres, so it's going to make it a bit harder. Well, that's what I'm thinking of, but I'm going to make the seesaw next and then go from there, because what I'm thinking of, the size of the seesaw can actually be off the board starting, and I thought it's going to come to about there, so I think it needs to be just twice the width of the tyres and not much more. I think there'll be plenty, so I'll see what I can conjure up, because so far it's cost a bit of glue and a £1 pack of lolly sticks I got out of Works. See, I'll do something with them. So here we go. I've been working on, this is, like I said, it's cardboard and lolly sticks. This is mainly just corrugated cardboard and a bit of square plastic and a barbecue skewer as the pivot. What I've done was I've cut the cardboard in different directions so it's directional, and this is giving it quite a bit of strength. A little bit more work to do to it. The side pieces are a piece of cardboard with lots of wood glued onto, well, lolly sticks glued onto it, drilled and all that, and then again with the same pieces we'll be gluing this all together and making the frame. So I'm going to get on with that, and shouldn't take too long, hopefully. So there we go, the seesaw is finished. I just glued dowels into place and then fettled it a little bit, and it works nice. It will need a counterbalance added to one side if I want to return, so I'll make one side heavier. But the thing is, it's just about balanced perfectly. But it's got enough strength on it to take even the heavy wheel weighted FCX24. So I'm happy with that. There's plenty, it's good enough, and it's not so steep it can't hold on its drag brake, so that should be just about right. So I'm really pleased. So all I've got to do is work out the thickness of the bolt, but this is like removable. Just pull a skewer out and it's done. Simple as that. Doesn't matter which way it goes round. So I can reverse the balance, which way it weighs down, if it's on the start end or the halfway. Now I've done a bit more. I put a strip of cardboard underneath, and where it was a rough edge I put some You see here, white paper over it, just to cover it in a little bit so it looks a little bit better. I've put a frame round where the seesaw's going. The next part is I'm working on, just have to wait until it's printed before I can fit that. That's going to take some time, but like I said, the frame now shows me where I want this, so I'm going to start now. Water and PVA glue and kitchen towel to cover all this, and when it dries it will make it a lot stronger. But like I said, you'll see it once that next section's done, because that's going to take quite a few hours. Now, like I said, it took a couple of hours. I've gone over the 2 offset ramps and the section round where the seesaw is going using like I said, PVA, but it's a 50 mixed with water, and it's took nearly half a bottle to get that far done. And with the kitchen towel, this is just cheap kitchen towel, and it's really good because it wrinkles up really nice. If it needs any more once it's dry, I can tell, but once it's painted up it will look good. But also we've got to see how it cures, because it could buckle, and this is one of the worries. But it will make the cardboard more rigid. It will take much more weight on those trucks than it needs. But I'm working on the next stage, which is I've printed some of these off, or printing off. I've got one, and I've got one on the go. And I gently put that in. When it's the down, I'm going to make 2 ramps to about here, and then an off section. Well, that's what I'm aiming for. I might be able to move these a little bit further forwards, build a square section so it lays on there and then onto these ramps. But I've got to build them so they suit both. There's just something I found. They're slightly larger than what the original prints. Just made them a bit bigger. Just got to get them a bit more flat, which is easy with this stuff if you need to. So, but the thing is, now with doing all this, you've got to wait until it practically dries off before you go too much further. Well, like I said, I'm waiting for parts to be produced. Now the return part of the course, I've got all set out what I'm going to put on. I've got a bit of problem with the cardboard bending this side, because it's a little bit different, so I might have to go underneath and try and reinforce it quickly. But now what the idea is, we've got the seesaw, and that will come down onto the barrels. These little barrels I've 3D printed, and then these have got to be covered in wood, so they've got a top, so they're stronger, and then you drive down the wood, and then we've got even more barrels to finish off at the end. As the part to sort of come down on. And that's the general idea of these. So they're like this, and that gives you a straight run through. I should be able to do it in reverse, because where this is removable, if I want to film in the opposite direction, or try it in the opposite direction, I've just got to, once this is weighted, is just turn it around and it will balance this way to the other. At the moment it's unweighted, so it will sit middle. But this is what I've made up some sort of simple 3D printed off bits, but the next time you'll see it will be painted. But drying times, where we're having a lot of rain, is really affecting it. This at the back has took 3 days to go off. The front is at 2 days, and that is still damp, this section. But I think dry enough I can risk putting paint on it later on today. So we're making a little bit of progress. got the base green and some grey on. I've worked quite a bit on the seesaw, made it look a bit steampunk. And I've got these made up now, which I'm going to have fun gluing on, try and keep these fairly straight. Well, I've done the best I can with the painting. Hopefully don't look too sad, it's all coloured up. Now it's a case of sticking a load of bits on, but I'm going to speed that up and then we'll look at the final finished product. So there we go, the course is finished. I've added a couple of little special touches on the side. I found this sort of Victorian looking lamp to go with the slightly turning steampunk theme. And then on the other side here, I built that, I printed that. Sort of some gauges and stuff. And like I said, it goes with the other bits on here. It's very hard to show in the shed. But there's my cheapy little course. I think I spent in the end with paints and glue and everything about £7. That's a bit different to the price of the other one. But next time you'll see it, we'll have some little trucks going over it.